Hi everyone, so we're going to take a little bit of time and go over the check-in that you just completed, the 5-question Google form on experimental and theoretical probability. So I'm going to break this down into 2 parts. The first video is going to go over questions 1 through 3, and the second video will go over questions 4 through 5. So remember, when we're talking about basic probability, so this is the probability of one event happening. You just want to always figure out the number of total outcomes and the number of favorable outcomes. So the favorable outcomes are the ones that you want. So let's take a look at number 1 here. A box has 4 red crayons, 5 blue crayons, 6 green crayons, and 10 yellow crayons. So you'll notice the first thing I did was I added up those to get a total of 25. If one crayon is selected at random, what is the probability that it is red? Now they want our answer as a percent, so we want to make sure we write our final answer in percent form. So probability of red, here's your probability notation. There are 25 total crayons and 4 are red. So you'd set that up as a fraction, 4 over 25. Now to convert this to a decimal, just take 4 divided by 25. You get 16 hundredths, and then move your decimal point 2 places to the right, gives you 16%. So for number 1, you should have gotten 16%. For number 2, a box has 4 red crayons, 5 blue crayons, 6 green crayons, and 10 yellow crayons. So we're still working with our box of 25 crayons. What is the probability if you select one crayon that it is blue or green? Okay, now this time they want our answer as a fraction. So for blue or green, that means that my favorable outcomes, I would be okay with getting a blue crayon or a green crayon. I'm only going to pick one, but I'm okay with blue or green. So if there are 5 blue crayons and 6 green crayons, there are 11 crayons, so 5 plus 6 is 11, that I'm okay with getting. So that's my favorable outcomes, 11 over the total of 25. Now you always want to make sure you try to reduce this. 11 over 25 does not reduce, so you can just leave your answer as 11/25. All right, let's take a look at number 3. What is the probability that the spinner does not land on a 7? Now remember, when you're calculating the probability of something not happening, you have a couple options here. So first thing, I would look at your spinner, always find your total first. So there are 12 sections on the spinner, so your total number of outcomes is 12. Now, if we want something that's not a 7, okay, that would be all of these numbers. So I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. So that's 11 outcomes that I would be okay with getting. Okay, so there are 11 outcomes on this spinner that are not a 7. Now, another way that you could do this would be to take the probability of getting a 7 and subtracting it from 1. So remember, the probability of something happening and something not happening should always add to 1. So if you want the probability of not a 7, you can take the probability of getting a 7 and subtract it from 1. So the probability of getting a 7 on this spinner, if there are 12 total outcomes and one section has a 7, that would be 1/12. So if I take 1 minus 1/12, I still get that 11/12. So either way, your answer for number 3 should have been 11/12.